You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Back to Proof Text. This is Dr. Mario, and this is another What's in the Name episode. We've moved through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob was our last name we discussed. Now let's begin walking through the 12 sons of Jacob, because each one of the names of the 12 sons has a really interesting play in their story as well as application for those of us that are believers. The eldest of all of Jacob, or Israel as we know his name got changed to, one who wrestles with God, is Reuben. Reuben, or Reuben, if we want to be really enunciatory. Reuben, and his name means behold a son. Reuben's the first of Judah's children, and he is a boy. And in a patriarchal land, this is a great thing. You have to have a son in order to, quote unquote, be somebody in the ancient patriarchal world. Reuben is a great testimony of that. Behold a son. This is good. Now, while on one hand we celebrate with Jacob that Reuben has a son, behold a son, quite literally his name, Reuben's name, as far as irony and poignancy, is good and bad. On one hand, behold a son means that he indeed does get many of the patriarchal cultural blessings and honors that come along being the eldest son. But on the other hand, the story of Reuben is one that lets the father down. Reuben, though he should have been the heir to the throne, as we might want to word it, patriarchally speaking, he ends up not being the heir, not the one chosen to be the leader of the family, because Reuben does some very impulsatory things that are not good. Reuben, well, for lack of a better term, sleeps with his father-in-law's concubine, or his father's concubine, I'm sorry. And her name is Bilhah, and he sleeps with Bilhah, and this brings great shame upon him. And as a result, he doesn't get the honorific titles and the things that are due to him in patriarchal lineage. And so as a result, Reuben, behold a son, has let me down now. But then later on, in the whole epic of Joseph, and we'll be to his name one point later on, but in the story of Joseph, Reuben is the one that says, hey, behold, it's the dreamer. Behold, here comes the father's favorite son. So we get this behold the son thing happening over and over and over again in regards to how he refers to Joseph. And behold, Joseph is the loved son, the beloved son. But later on, behold, he is also our father's favorite. We shouldn't kill him. And it is Reuben that is the one that speaks up and says, no, let us not kill our brother. Let's throw him into a cistern. This idea of being thrown into a cistern is one that maybe God will kill him instead of us killing him, i.e. if there's a rain that comes overnight or a torrential flood from the mountains, it'll fill the cistern, and we didn't kill him. His blood's not on our hands because God did it, because water filled the cistern. Alas, Joseph doesn't die in this way. And so Reuben says, no, let's not kill him. Please, let's not kill him. But instead, the siblings end up selling him into slavery unto their cousins, the Ishmaelites. Wow, what a terrible family, right? I don't think I would dare sell one of my siblings or my sibling to the Ishmaelites, my cousins. But nevertheless, this is exactly what happens. Now, when we go to the New Testament, we actually don't have Reuben's name being mentioned. One of the ideas that we can grab, though, is the phrase, behold a son. What comes to my mind in memory is, of course, the baptism of Jesus. Whenever Jesus is baptized by John the Baptist in the Jordan River and he comes out, the clouds and the heavens open, the Spirit of the Lord in the form of a dove descends, and then the voice of the Father cries out, behold my son, in whom I am well pleased. Okay? Behold my son. Here we now get this honorific title being given to Jesus because he is the firstborn. He is the lineage. He is the rightful patriarchal heir, as it were. And so Jesus assumes the role of the firstborn son. Behold the son, literally a word play off of Reuben, And so now Jesus, though, contrasts the idea of Reuben, where Reuben was not faithful to his father and instead sleeps with his father's concubine, Bilhah. Jesus is faithful. He's celibate. He doesn't give in to sin. He holds a righteous, perfect life, unlike Reuben in the Old Testament. But like Reuben in the Old Testament, Jesus also says, behold unto all of the people of Israel, behold, you're my children. Behold the sons and daughters of God. Behold. And he continues this idea, just like Reuben did, of calling out, behold, there's Joseph. And as a result, Reuben, in the form of Jesus, also likewise saves the lesser sibling and says, hey, you know what? You are a son and daughter of God. We are children of God. And that's exactly what the Apostle Paul says there in Romans chapter 8. Now, if we are children of God, then we are heirs and co-heirs with Christ. We are saved by the elder sibling, the good Reuben, and as a result, we end up getting blessings from the Father. And rather than being jealous of the blessings from the Father, as Reuben and his siblings were of Joseph, Jesus willingly shares blessings with us as believers. Now, if Reuben's name doesn't come across in application, I don't know what name really does. Jesus is the great heir to the throne, and he willingly saves us and shares his inheritance with us. He's not envious of any inheritance shared with us, like Reuben was of Joseph. I hope that this helps you understand the name Reuben and that you will enjoy reading his story. And the reality is we are heirs, children of God. Every time you read that in the New Testament, think of the story of Reuben. And it's because we have a good Reuben that we are able to rejoice in the Lord. This is our new name. I hope you will go and read the story of Reuben and consider all those passages in the New Testament. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glossa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glossa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glossahouse.com today. Glossa House, language resources for the global community.